Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Oh, I'm really tired. I got a lot of sleep, but I'm still really tired. That's me today. And I'm going training, as you can see. Training gear. I got some new decks yesterday. Two new decks. One isn't new to me. Wisdom of the Oracle, that's not new to me. I've had the app for many years now and used it a lot. But I wanted the cards so that I could put them in the readings. Use them in the readings a bit. And I also got this Sacred Destiny by Denise Linn. So I'm going to be picking some of those cards this morning. Give them a go. The daily read for today, Tuesday the 28th of July. It was calling on healers to step up now, which I thought was really interesting. Hey, AP. Oh, I still can't see you on my iPad, AP. You wish I had my passion for training. I love it. It's so much fun. It is just so much fun. It's like playtime. It's like being a kid. And that's like you saying, oh, I wish I had your passion for going out and playing at playtime. I just want to sit in the classroom instead. It's just so much fun. We have such a great laugh. My fella, he kicked me in the head yesterday. He found that very amusing. It was a little bit hard as well. Only a little bit hard. He was kind of apologetic, but kind of laughing as well. It was funny. Hey, Corey. Donna, had Reiki session today. I feel exhausted. Wow. Yeah, I like that exhaustion that you get from massage and from energy healings. It's really nice. I'm super sleepy. I don't know. Because the 2 nights before, I drank some beers. And I think the wine, not a massive amount anyway. But last night I didn't have any. And always the night after I've drunk anything, it's always a bigger sleep. It's always like a better sleep. But I end up a little bit sleepy. So let's do this new deck, Denise Linn's Sacred Destiny. Let's see what we can get out of this one today. And I'll put some tarot cards. But yeah, I wanted this to be a healer special because that kind of stood out to me from the daily. I know a lot of healers get readings from me. A lot. A lot of readers, a lot of healers. So might as well do that, see what's going on today. My personal cards today are pretty good. I've got no rain today. I'll show you. No rain today, which is about positivity, about good things happening. I got the 8 of Wands, which is about fast forward movement. I see this as a card as collaboration as well. It's like everyone holding their wands and clinking them together. It's like a big high five with people's wands. That's the way I see that card. But it's really nice energy. Got the flame as well. Interesting. Don't know what the flame is about. Donna, maybe you can help me out with that. But I see it as a positive thing. Maybe she doesn't. The flame. You know, like twin flames and stuff like that. Spark, the ignition. And I got, is it true and make love and face the situation in freedom? Don't know what those are about yet. Hey, Christine, you made it. So yeah, let's get one of Denise Linn's Sacred Destiny cards out. I'll be shooting the pick a card read. Oh, yesterday, I was doing the daily reads yesterday. First one I did, there was a Thai family at the pool in the background. A lot of kids. Then, it was toward the end of the video. And I'm facing, when I shoot the videos, I'm facing this window here. And so there's a reflection on it of what's behind me. And there's this kid, naked, holding his towel out like that, like naked in front of it. And I see him in the reflection of the window. I'm like, oh no. Oh no, I can't have naked kids in my video. That's like just wrong. Anyway, I think he was stood behind my head in the video. So I checked it real good. There's no naked kids in the video. Pretty funny. It's old school here. It's like it was years ago, like when I grew up. Naked kids swimming. Oh, I got forgiveness. Forgiveness. You see, reaching for the moon now. Reaching for the emotions. The moon is a new moon. Not much of a moon now. A social distancing high five. Carolee, that's funny. Yeah, everyone get your ones out. Christine, my ex-husband really needed that meditation. I shared the Libra weekly with him. Oh, cool. Libra. So yeah, forgiveness. Oh, do we really want a forgiveness day today? Let's stick that there. So, something to think about today, forgiving people. I wonder why. Don't know. I tried to book him for a massage today, but she's away. So I'm booked in on Sunday. That's a long time to wait for a massage. Hey, Linda. Hey, Stephanie. Welcome, everybody, especially if you're new. Welcome if you're old as well. Old. Let's get one of Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle. I love this card. Of course, the Chinese rip-offs. So hard to get decent decks here, original decks, but I do have some. Got 3 right there, piled up. You can see them. I'll get one of those out as well. I'm feeling like cards today. And then stick around because I'm going to go deeper into the daily read, and then I'm going to give you guys mini readings, but with a healing slant, I think. We'll see what comes out in the cards anyway. So the healing, okay, yeah, healers special. Healer, heal thyself is what I was hearing before I started this. And that forgiveness card, some forgiveness to do. I know a lot of healers can be very sensitive, very easily triggered, not that empowered yet, or on the journey to empowerment. And so forgiveness could be a big aspect of that. So it's about your healing. It's always the way, isn't it? We always heal people, offer the advice that we need most to ourselves. Let's get one of these cards out. I got my Sage kit, it arrived as well. It arrived yesterday. Oh, time for a nap. We've got time for a nap. Healer, rest up. Healer, rest up. This is card 24, which is my favourite number. Time for a nap. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the tiredness today. Let's stick that there. And I'm really digging these cards at the moment. This is Oracle of Mystical Moments. I'm really enjoying these ones. It's nice when you find like an obscure deck that, you know, you don't see anywhere else, you don't see anyone reading from it. You need a nap desperately. There you go. Have one after this. I sent you the flame through. Thank you. Is it good or is it evil? So my love life is getting exciting. People are finding out about it now. Even though it's not even happened yet. People think we're together and we're not even together yet. Nice cards. Oh. I don't really like the long cards though. They're not good for shuffling. I mean, it's harder, it's trickier to shuffle them because you've only got a little thin thing to shuffle with. My hands aren't big enough to do them sideways. Got so much to do today. I gotta go shopping. I'm out of food. You found a unique one online. Oh, what is it, Stephanie? It's like going into like an antique store or something and finding like an ancient deck. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, and if anyone wants a private reading with me, I've got my intro readings available. Well, these cards don't want to come out. I'll stick a link for that. I will be finishing at about 1:45 today. Get myself to training. Ew, there was 3 of us training yesterday. Getting busier. And then one of my other trainers, the trainer that I train with in the afternoon at the other place, he came along to visit, to have a nosy, see who was there, see what was going on. For those of you who don't know, I train Muay Thai. I live in Thailand. I train Muay Thai every day. Twice a day sometimes. I've got the energy. A card. Oh, okay, let's take that one. Oh, I got this yesterday in my personal cards. I know what this one means. It's the flower spirit. Isn't that beautiful? The flower spirit. This one's all about fun. She's all about being playful and being light. Being light about it. Doesn't that message always come out? It comes out so much, that message. About being light. Let me read it to you. What number is she? 10. Flower spirit. Friendship, soul, tenderness, joy. This card shows the tender and sensitive flower fairy, the soul of each plant. She listens with all her heart to her friends and provides a soothing caress when their edges get prickly. Very much the healer vibe too, hey? By enjoying life and keeping playfulness in her heart, she is a source of inspiration and joy. Her childlike vision helps her see the good in all things, especially herself. That's one of the pitfalls of being a healer or being sensitive, being an empath, is that you can feel all the badness and then get focused on the badness instead of being light and focused on the positive. So you got to watch out for that as a healer. I'm going to use the Muse today. Oops. Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. I'm getting more and more into the tarot. But just like with those round cards, those archetype cards, sometimes the energy that I get off them are different than the traditional meanings for the tarot cards, which is kind of nice, I think. Heart key. Oh, sounds interesting. You bought them online or you just saw them online? Heart key. Like heart energy, heart cheek. Cards always end up on the floor. Oh, it's Taurus. It's the healer as well. It's Hierophant. We've got the Hierophant out. Hierophant is the Taurus energy. This is like spiritual leader kind of thing. She's sat on a rock and there's a penguin, I think, looking up at her. Don't know what that is. But it's like she's teaching. It's like she's sat on a rock there teaching her spiritual knowledge, wisdom. Teachers. Hey, Marianne. So I got the Hierophant today, holding that energy. You know the Hierophant's energy? Do you know the Hierophant's energy? It's like spiritual teacher. Someone who's wise. Gives wise counsel. Let me read it out. The Hierophant. Number is it? 5. A spiritual teacher. Finding the guru within. Failing or outdated systems. Wow, we've got that going on right now, hey? Crumbling institutions or beliefs. Newfound faith. Shiny and hollow things. A spiritual journey. The prompt is institutionalized kindness. Weird. The tiny traveler has journeyed so far to be here, in this place, with this muse of perfection and light. And when she finally arrives at the foot of this oracle, she hopes that her guru will see her and gift her a slice of wisdom as a result of her unwavering faith. Wanting to make sure she performs a ritual perfectly, she starts a small fire to warm her soul and begins to craft her a devotional lantern. as most do when they arrive to this place. As she works, a voice floods her awareness. Sweet soul, thank you for visiting me. I ask you to look at the form in front of you. Are you worshipping me for the way I look? Are you worshipping me for the way I act? Or do we worship the same? Aren't we the same, you and I? The muse winks and continues, and therein lies the secret, beautiful heart. I see you. I see your profound inner wisdom. And I see that now it is time to lead yourself in service. Dear teacher, sacred mentor, dear loving leader guide, I'm deeply grateful for your heart, untethered, net cast wide. Oh, online app only, Stephanie. Yeah, healer, heal thyself. Wanting the guru to see you, but then realizing that it's inside of yourself. It's the wisdom that you're imparting to others is what you need to hear yourself. Hear it over and over again. Especially when people talk about other people, what they need to do. They need to do this, they've got this going on, and you can see that the person that's saying it has got exactly the same thing going on. It's interesting. So sometimes, it comes up in readings as well. Sometimes you've just got to go to the mirror and give your advice in the mirror. The advice that you're giving out to someone else, go and give it to yourself and listen to it yourself. I'm going to get one of these out as well, light seers. Just for the hell of it. Get the light seers take on the healer thing. How many people here are healers? You don't necessarily have to be like a reader or a Reiki healer or, doing something. You can be a healer in your essence. I've noticed this, because I'm the healer. When I was working on a yacht as a fun job, taking people snorkeling, I was the healer role there as well. A lot of the times people needed calming down, people needed connecting back in with nature especially. Muay Thai as well. Bit of a side management job in Muay Thai, and I help them out, I'm there all the time, so I help them out. But same too, there's the empowerment thing with Muay Thai. Some girls, especially women, end up in tears. And so, yeah, the healer thing, take it with you wherever you go, right? It's just who you are. It's not a particular job. But I feel like the energies of today were like calling. Light again, Belinda. Stephanie is. Christine is. Yes. All about healers and light workers, for sure. Yeah, press like, everyone. I press like already. I'm not going to take those throughout. But I will heed one of the messages that I just saw there. It came out in one of the dailies yesterday, that card, the Three of Swords. I'm talking about the Heartbreak card. And you know how the empath and the healer, they can be very sensitive to hurting people. So much so that they feel so bad if they affect anyone in any way. Some can. It's kind of like a negative expression of the healer thing. That they incapacitate themselves. They don't do much because they're scared of hurting people, Scared of rocking the boat, scared of expressing themselves because they don't want someone to be triggered, that kind of thing. Interesting. Got the Nine of Wands out from this one. Another card that I got yesterday too. Nine of Wands. Running out of space. Oh. The Six of Pentacles, generosity. That was stuck. Stuck to the book. Stuck to the book. I'm going to have to talk about that one as well now. Which also came out yesterday. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Determination, resilience, defiance, a last defense, the final push, excitement for what's to come, finding motivation in the face of difficulties. Yeah. Like what I was just talking about, that Three of Swords. When we feel heartbroken, when it actually incapacitates us because we're not willing to trigger anyone or hurt them in any way because we've been hurt, right? And it's because we're wounded still, and it's because we haven't healed ourselves. And so that's the reason it's so important for healers to heal themselves. Shadow seer. They need to open up, trust people, holding on to old stories. They need to let go of old battles. They need to follow through and finish what you started. Trapped by your own boundaries. Trapped by your own boundaries. Giving up. Don't give up now. You're almost there. Especially if you've been trying to do your healing as a business. If you've tried to do that before and it's kind of not worked out for you. Times are changing, you've changed, your energy's changed, you've healed yourself more. It's time to try again. Don't give up now, you're almost there. As you round the corner towards success, something may surface that threatens your feelings of security and achievement. So it's like the ego kicks in. It's important to remember how far you've come. Don't see this minor deceleration as a symbol of failure. Step into your resilient last stand. One final push to complete this task. And tomorrow, stunning light, you can rest. In shadow, this card suggests you're making things harder than necessary or being overly defensive. Yeah. See, I knew to talk about that Three of Swords. It's the defensive thing. It's the holding yourself back thing. Because you fear breaking other people's hearts. You fear harm. It's like the aggression, you know, because I was a victim of violence as a kid. And different kinds of violence. Emotional violence, physical violence, sexual violence. And it made me really switch off from aggression in any way. I was very sensitive to it. Like, I wouldn't think that my boyfriend kicking me in my head would be a funny thing. I'd be so sensitive to that and think it was wrong, you know. But now I'm totally open to it because it's not violence. There's a difference. You know how I keep on going on and on about there being a positive and a negative expression of everything? When it's play, it's so very different than when it's violence is different, yeah. Violence very rarely happens in Muay Thai. Muay Thai is it's a combat sport, but it's a martial art. It's more like a martial art. So I have seen violence in fights. You think all fights are violent, they're not. I've seen it turn to violence sometimes. There's a change in the energy when it does, and it's usually because of personal reasons. It's usually guys, and it's about girls when it happens, but generally they're all really respectful. In shadow, this card suggests you're making things harder than necessary and being overly defensive. You may even be inadvertently choosing the more difficult path because you believe on some level that healing and ascension should be difficult. Oh, interesting. Sometimes we become so enamored with our stories of rising up that our own shadows become romantic notions that we seek to defend. This came up last week, didn't it? The romance thing. Yeah, we can romanticize it, being wounded. We can. Healers can do that. Healers can all sit around together doing that, romanticizing woundedness. Be careful of that. Sometimes we become so enamored with our stories of rising up that our own shadows become romantic notions that we seek to defend. Like of any ideas you have about navigating specific lessons on the path, your time to relax into security and success is on the horizon. I push beyond my perceived limitations and I remain open and trusting as I do. Nice. I want to talk about this one as well, the Six of Pentacles. This one came out in a daily read yesterday and got very specific stuff from this. So you see the figure of 8 there, abundance. What goes around comes around. And this card, it's like the card of generosity, it's receiving. Holding your hand out, receiving those pentacles. How many healers don't do that? Oh my God, so many. I didn't used to either. And so this is, the energy of this to me for healers is about realizing it's okay to receive. And the way I describe it is everything that you've done, every good deed that you've done, every positive bit of energy that you've put out into the world, every person that you've helped to heal, all the good deeds that you've done, everything, every resource that you've had inside of you that you've put out into the world, you've added that energy to the world, right? So like anything that you create, you add that energy to the world. Anytime you help someone, you're adding that energy to the world. That is never forgotten. That energy is never forgotten. The universe knows about that. And it's got like this universal bank account. You can think of it like that. Every good deed, every bit of energy you've put out is in this universal bank account. Now, then you've got human beings that tend to think of this giving and receiving kind of thing as if you receive from one person, it comes from that person and you should give back to that person, right? That's a very human way of looking at it. But the spiritual way of looking at it is that everything comes from source energy, but it comes through people, right? And so if you have a universal bank account that's absolutely loaded, full of pentacles, full of good deeds, full of all kinds of abundance, then you're going to have to receive from people without giving back to them. That deficit, that energy that's in escrow for you, you're going to have to receive it from people without giving something back. And so what I notice about a lot of healers is that they will not let themselves receive from a person without doing something back. So they'll say no, or they'll feel very uncomfortable about that. This is this receiving block. I know it well because I used to have it. And you've got to watch out for that, because that is refusing all the good. It's refusing karma to come back, the good karma to come back to you. Natural healer. Corey. Donna, I feel like a healer and light worker and doing my best to incorporate my light and love into all my products. Yeah. Hey, Eva. Weekend was good, thank you. It's kind of relaxing. Apart from all the training. Everything you receive allows you to help others. Too true, Christine. And so, yeah, a lot of healers have this receiving block. And so just be aware of that. It's not all about what you give out. You've got to receive. You've got to receive too. You've got to let it come back. And when you do, as Christine says, is when you do, you feel fulfilled. I mean, it's important that we feel loved, that we feel fulfilled, you know. So I'm going to stick that there. Lots of cards today. Let's get deeper into the daily with Lynn Bell's inner self-guidance cards. What else have we got? Yes, I'm appreciated and find a new approach. You're very appreciated as a healer. We're not here for no reason. Very appreciated by the universe, by our guides, by all of our soul families, we're very appreciated. But there's always new approaches to actually channel that energy to other human beings. Other approaches required. And as I said, it's an internal approach. It's about healing ourselves first and then passing it on. Heal yourself, pass it on. Heal yourself, pass it on, that kind of thing. That's why my business is called Be Healing. Because I had so much to heal, I couldn't do anything. I'd be so dysfunctional or dead. I'd be dead, let's face it. I would have killed myself if I hadn't healed myself. And so it was all about that. I had to be healing. I had to be in the constant process of it to survive. And helping people as I went, as I found things out and heal things in myself. And so you're very appreciated. And that's the other thing as well that I was getting from that Three of Swords energy that I didn't show you, but it showed itself to me when I was shuffling, was we choose our wounds. We choose our parents, we choose every situation that we get in, we choose to pick up the wounds that we get for a very good reason. For a very good reason. Eva. Yeah, feel like I have to save the world all the time, so exhausting. Yeah, don't do that. You definitely don't have to do that. Your life is your own. But we're interested in healing, right? It's like, my life is my own. I don't need to do readings for everyone, but look at me. Look how many decks I've got on the table. When that camera's not on, I'm sat here playing with my decks too, and I always was, you know. I love it. I do it for myself, I do it for others, and I I just do it. It's just who I am. So, for my fun, yeah, because I'm interested in it. And hopefully, all you healers, you feel the same way. You're interested in it. You do it anyway. It's not that you're here for a big mission to save the world. The world doesn't need saving. Everyone's doing pretty good. But yes, we come as teachers sometimes. For those that are ready. That's the other thing too, is not imposing your healing on other people. That's judgment when you do that. You've got to wait for people to ask. Stephanie, off to the doctor tomorrow to get an exemption from wearing a mask. Start crying hot tears and go insane with anxiety. Wow. So I need to take care of myself and simply get an exemption. Absolutely. Do that. Yeah, look after yourself first. Because being in a stress state, that's no good for anyone, right? Whether you've got a mask on or not, being in a stress state, your immune system is instantly lowered. Instantly lowered, like split second. They've shown that. Scientists have shown that. Even if you eat carbohydrates, it's instantly, your immune system drops instantly. You have a sugary thing, even fruit, carbohydrates, your immune system is compromised instantly. And you get insulin spikes and stuff, so we've got to be so careful. Also, we've got one step at a time and have a good time, that lightness. That was the flower spirit, yeah. The lightness of being. Light workers, right? It's light, it's not heavy and serious and pushy and all of that. And so, as we are navigating it, because there's no rule book, is it? I mean, there are some healers, there's some healer teachers, you know, but generally we're all here to pass on our own healing to other people, and so it's unique in the way that we do it. And as we're learning about that, we just got to take it one step at a time. We've got to have a good time with that too. As I said, it's not like Ava said about thinking that you need to save the world and how heavy that is. Comparing that with me playing around with cards, which I love, and I do it anyway. Very, very different. It's very light energy, me playing around with cards. I used to make it heavy. I used to make it heavy in my business, for sure. I thought I was here to save the world. I used to go around pushing my healing onto people. Oh, it went badly. People feel judged. Of course they feel judged, because it's total judgment when you tell someone that they need healing and you want to help them. It's judgment. Watch out for this. You know, this that I was talking about, this receiving thing. A lot of healers have the problem in receiving. This is jealousy and going, well, this is about somebody that may be brought into religious hype about it being good to be poor. The healers should be poor. Like the starving artist thing, the starving healer thing, that it's actually good to be like that. It's not. It's not balanced at all. And it's not valuing the healing arts. It's not valuing yourself. My purple flowers, aren't they gorgeous? So big and juicy. Yeah. I picked them yesterday. They're gorgeous. Not a single muzzy zapper. You did? You look forward to that. There's no muzzies in here. Although there has been muzzies coming in at night, but I get my racket out and I kill them all. Crazies. So just watch out for that. Yeah. This is being scared to do well. Being scared, like I said, with the Three of Swords energy, you don't want to trigger anyone, and so you keep yourself poor, keep yourself low. Don't succeed. Don't be successful. You might trigger someone. You might trigger those people around you that are in the same energy as you. Keeps everyone stuck. Keeps everyone stuck at a low level. That's why I had to move away from Byron Bay. I couldn't stand it anymore, people being in that energy. I was getting success in my business. And I'd tell people about it. Healers, thinking that they would be happy for me. They weren't. They'd be like, what do you want success for? Oh, what, it's all ego, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you kidding me? What would I want to help a lot of people for and be successful? Like, are you kidding me? I had to move away. I had to be around more normal people. It's because I'd healed myself, right? And I didn't need to be in that healing kind of vibe anymore. Loving today's cards, AP. We've also got talk to someone and meditate. Whoa, interesting. This is the balance between doing the inner work and the outer work. The inner work and the inner work outer, if you know what I mean. It's like meditation or getting a reading. Meditation or getting like a Reiki session, like Donna did today. I'd like persevered by myself doing my own healing for so long. Oh my God, for so long. And it was when I actually got a counsellor, a rape counsellor. It was just the best thing. It was the best thing, and I'm like, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I just get the help of someone that could help me, you know? And I can see why, you know, I needed to heal myself enough to even be open to getting help. But yeah, that's that balance. I just think about that. The balance between doing the inner work yourself and then getting help from someone that's already been through it, another healer that's already been through it. Okay, there we go. Who wants a mini reading? I've only got 10 minutes. It must be super, super fast. That's why you want to move far away. Healers. Yeah, it can be real draining energy. Healers can be really draining. In the negative expression of it, you know? And when they're in the negative expression of it, they all hang out together, like hippies, I've noticed. And validate each other, and then they can get stuck there. One of those cards said that, didn't it? Getting stuck there. Okay. So I'm going to be speedy with this. Donna, your healing stuff. That's what I'm focused on, cards. Don't make me go on about a lot of things, cards. Guides. So Donna first. Right. About your healing. This is communicating time alone. Your independent energy. That's nice. This is saying that independence, you know what we keep on talking about in your readings about the masculinity and stuff like that. There's a very empowered independence that you've got. And that is like something that you can teach to others. It's an energy that you impart to others. It's one of the reasons, one of your healing things. You know how I said you can be a healer in any situation. Eva, what about you? Oh, about resistance. Oh, you got a tricky one. So yeah, Eva, you've got what you resist, persists, and completion. Letting go of resistance. That's a tricky one. So it's you're here. No wonder you're experiencing so much resistance and having trouble letting it go yourself. That's your thing. And when you've got it, you're going to be able to help lots of people with that. So that must be so frustrating. But yeah, you know, how I said, you choose your battles, you choose your wounds for a good reason. Christine. Stephanie, don't get me started with Byron Bay. So many there are simply living the opposite side of the coin of materialism. They haven't really budged. Yeah, just gone the opposite direction. Absolutely. And then I moved to the Gold Coast because I needed relief. The Gold Coast is kind of the opposite. Lived in this mansion on the Gold Coast. I know, it's really hard. But when I needed it, I lived there for 10 years, and I needed to be there the first few years of it. I absolutely did. The nurturing, I needed that nurturing, that healing thing. So it does have its positive sides, but yeah, you need to grow out of it. It's a hospital, right? It's a hospital. Christine, oh, you got this moment and sex. These cards come out together, it's funny. Christine, sexual healing. Femininity, sexual healing. It could be around sexual violence, that kind of thing. Empowerment of self in sexuality is what yours is all about. So interesting. Stephanie, what about your healing? I'm having to do these super speedy, everyone, because I'm going training soon. So I want to be done in 7 minutes. Stephanie. Endings. You've got love and move away. Having to leave things behind. This is really similar to mine. To my journey. Always having to leave things behind. And be independent, kind of. It's the traveller. This is the gypsy kind of a path where you go from one experience and one family to another and having to leave things behind, constantly having to get rid of everything. I've had to do it so many times. You've got that. Even things that you love and then you move on from it. It's very important to your path as a healer, doing that. Letting go, being free, that freedom in that. So interesting. Linda Jane. I don't know why I said it like that. Linda Jane. Oh, interesting. So Linda Jane, your healing journey. You've got communication coming and mirror reflection. I feel like it's like that you're at the start of a healing journey, and this is about like getting triggered by people who've got the same thing going on as you and you don't think you've got it going on within yourself. Like when I was hanging out with no, not really like that. That was about my past. What's an example of that? When you just don't see something, that you've got something in yourself, and then people around you are mirrors of you and they trigger you. You see it clearly in them, but you don't see it clearly in yourself. So it's like veils in front of you. Getting through that. Getting through that, Linda Jane. Corey. Got a lot of time alone right now, yeah. A lot of people do. We don't anymore. It's great. Corey, you've got choose to change and self-love. It's this balance. It's this balance between the material. It's like the marriage of the material and the spiritual. That's what your thing is. Going from one to the other. It might feel like, Corey, because of this, you get like an idea to do something in the material world, to physically do something. You get on that, and then you keep on being pulled back to the inner work, and you're like, oh, okay, I thought I was moving forward on that, but I'll do the inner work. And then you start doing the inner work, and then you get another idea to do something in the material world. Like, universe, which one do you want me to do? But it wants you to do both. It wants you to integrate both of them. It's the marriage of the material and the spiritual. That's what yours is about, Corey. Carolee. Gold Coast. I loved it on the Gold Coast. It was great. Carolee, you've got expansion and follow my knowing, about great growth and allowing yourself great growth, allowing yourself a whole lot more. You've had a past life of poverty where you actually vowed to that poverty, and you're still holding that energy in you. But this lifetime you wanted great growth, and you wanted this lifetime to be about giving yourself permission for great growth. So if you've had big dreams, that's where it's come from. Carolee. Kathy. Yeah, passion in your work, not really sex. It's the same thing, like sex, the energy, our sexual center, it's very much connected with creativity. Very much connected with it. Kathy. Kathy, you've got joy and take the risk. Taking the risk to be joyful. You will have chosen to be around unjoyful people. You're probably born to a family that weren't happy at all, and it would actually feel risky to choose happiness, because you want happiness. Your soul wants happiness, so you chose to be around like miserable people so that you can choose great happiness. So you're probably in the in-between right now, Kathy, as you move away from that. You know, we choose our battles, we choose our wounds to give us great drive to go for something much, much better. I guess mine might be to just like the fun side of the aggression kind of thing, the warrior side, the empowerment side. I don't know, I'm complex. Both at once. Yes, Corey, both at once. You know, and that's the way it goes, Corey. One or the other, one the other, one the other, and then as we get used to it, it gets like that, you know, not extremes, like a pinball. It's not extremes anymore. Once you get that balance right, it calms down a bit. It's always going to flow, but it won't be like bam, 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 like that. Yes, you can do that. How about that? You thought you'd let that go. Guess not. No love in your family, no hugs. Oh, no joy. Yikes. You're welcome, everyone. Did I get everyone? With 1 minute to spare, look at that. So thank you, everyone, for coming along. Don't forget to... Oh, AP. Yes, I did forget AP. AP, let's not forget you. AP, yours is about strength and courage and waking up. The strength to go against, the strength to be the black sheep and go against the norm, the status quo. I came up in someone's private reading yesterday. Status quo is boring, and the band is boring too. Everyone remember Status Quo, the band? Oh my God, what a boring band that was. Anyway, strength and courage and waking up. That's your thing. That's your thing, AP. Yeah. There we go. Yep, thank you everyone. Thanks for your likes and all of that. And I'll be here tomorrow probably. So I'll see you here tomorrow, healers. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a good day, everyone.